A Buick provided that first ride home from the hospital for a lot of baby boomers. Later, it was a Buick that the family drove to work, play, and Sunday visits. Through the years, Buick has set the industry standards for style, quality, and performance. Hi, I'm Chuck McLennan. America has always expected quality in a Buick. The quality in the 1997 Park Avenue and Ultra exceeds even Buick's high standards. We're going to take a look at some of the new Park Avenue's features and service procedures. Today we're going to discuss three main areas of service on this 1997 Park Avenue, the flagship of the Buick fleet. We'll cover the electrical system, the body and chassis, and the powertrain. With us today are some special guests, some Buick engineers who will explain the system they developed. Let's start with some of the innovative features of the Park Avenue's electrical system. The 1997 Park Avenue electrical system has a completely different way of communicating information throughout its controllers and modules. In the past, we've been using what's known as a Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter, or UART, data line. The UART used a master controller. A message was sent out, and a confirming message or reply was expected back to the master. With the Class II data system, all modules and controllers are on a peer-to-peer communication status. They all listen to the data on the Class II line, but each component picks up information only pertinent to them. This communication is prioritized by the hierarchy of the module. As an example, the modules can learn where the communications come from. The IP cluster says, "I need fuel data." Then whichever module has that information provides it on the Class II bus. These systems may seem complex, but they've been made simple through the use of door multiplexing and a Class II electrical architecture. And who better to explain the door multiplexing in Class II in more detail than Buick's lead electronics engineer, Stan Majeski.
The door multiplexing allows the door system to operate and interact with each other using one communication wire rather than multiple wires. This multiplexing is most visible by a 75% reduction in the wires leading into the door. The BEC is a multi-layer electrical center. This BEC is not repairable and should be replaced as an assembly. The wires that would have previously been spliced are now routed through one of the circuit boards in the back. This allowed us to reduce the number of splices in the car by 75%. Also, solder splices were eliminated by using splice packs, and all ring terminals are now welded together to decrease grounding problems. There are 11 grounds located throughout the vehicle which are OBD2 critical. There are 3 BECs, one under hood, one under the dash, and one under the rear seat. Class II communication is quicker and allows diagnosis with the Tech 2. It allows for a more flexible architecture or the addition or deletion of modules and systems easily. Increased use of the Class II bus allows for more accurate electronic module diagnosis. For example, electronic modules in the door facilitate scan tool diagnosis of door electrical components. The Class II system allows for awareness of the entire vehicle operation on a higher plane of intelligence. For example, in the event of a collision, the RFA will pick up a deploy message from the Class II system that the SDM has deployed an airbag, and that the RFA should wait 15 seconds and command the doors to unlock. This is made possible due to the sharing of information between the electronic modules on the vehicle. This is just one example of how the Class II electrical architecture makes the 1997 Park Avenue more efficient.
There are other components of the Park Avenue's Class II electrical system, such as the standard body module. Hello, I'm Maureen Roth, the SBM lead engineer. The SBM is also called a body control module in the service manual and performs many functions to enhance the comfort of the Park Avenue. The SBM controls HVAC-related functions including refrigerant controls, engine cooling fans, and the rear defog control. The SBM also contains a speaker packaged within it for all chimes in the vehicle, except for memory seat beeps which come from the seat module and HVAC control beeps. The standard body module and the HCM, or heating and cooling module, are located in the glove box on the same bracket. The SBM also controls interior illumination, battery rundown protection, BITSI drive function, load management, and power moding. It serves as an input center for the following input switches: trunk ajar, trunk release, low washer fluid, low coolant, and door ajar. If the interior lights are activated by such things as opening a door, turning on the courtesy lights, or by a remote function key press, the SBM protects the battery from running down. The SBM will turn off all interior lights 10 minutes after ignition is turned off. To protect the vehicle during high electrical loading conditions, the rear defog grid or heated seats may be cycled on and off if they are active, and a Class 2 message to the PCM to boost idle speed may be required. The SBM has a programming ability to enable and disable this load management feature.
Another component of the Park Avenue's Class 2 electrical system is the SAR Sensing and Diagnostic Module. Hi, I'm Lenore Kohlhoff, the lead electrical subsystem engineer for Occupant Protection. The SDM is a single-point sensor located under the passenger seat. No forward discriminating sensor is used. The SDM gets its power from the underhood back, and the SDM has a dedicated ground on the bracket under the passenger seat. The airbag telltale is controlled by the SDM over Class 2 communication to the IPC. If the IPC is not connected, the SDM will send a fault code related to the warning lamp. The IP cluster diagnoses the telltale and tells the SDM if the telltale is bad. The SDM will then log a fault code 61. Speaking of the SIR system, another service improvement on the 1997 Park Avenue is the mounting of the driver inflator module. It snaps into place using 4 notched pins to wire spring-style fasteners. The time needed to remove or install the module should be reduced by 50%.
The high beam and the flash to pass features are now directly controlled by the lighting control module. The headlamp dimmer switch is only used as an input to the LCM and is no longer used to the direct output. Also, the twilight enable switch is now a momentary contact and will only allow the lights to be disabled when the vehicle is in park. If the headlight switch is inadvertently left on after the ignition has been cycled off, the LCM will turn off the exterior lights in 10 minutes. The lighting control module, the LCM, has the ability to detect internal switching problems. If the LCM cannot turn on the low beam lights, it will automatically turn on the high beam lights, or vice versa. If the lighting control module does not get a signal from the SBM that the car is in park gear, the LCM will assume the Park Avenue is in gear and will illuminate the headlamps. The panel dimming module provides short circuit protection. If a wire is shorted, for example, the PDM will shut off all the interior backlighting. It's very important to confirm that the panel dimming module is functioning properly before simply replacing it. The old turn signal flasher cans have been replaced by an electronic module. The turn signal switch is now only used as input to the flasher module. The flasher module controls output. In the case of lamp outage, the flash rate of other lamps will double.
Another outstanding feature of the new Park Avenue is the security system. Hi, I'm Kristen Seaman, Theft Deterrent Subsystem Lead Engineer. For theft prevention, the Passkey 3 system has a possible 3 trillion key codes and 65,000 module passwords rather than Passkey 2's 15 resistance codes. Once the driver inserts the key into the ignition, a transponder in the head of the key receives power through inductive coupling from the coil or reader exciter module surrounding the lock cylinder. The transponder in the key head broadcasts a key security code, emitting a modulated signal back to the module. Passkey 3 verifies the key transponder has sent a recognized code. Each key sends its own specific code. The controller has the ability to accept up to 10 different keys in the event keys need to be replaced or spare keys are desired. The module sends a fuel continue password to the PCM. If the PCM gets the correct fuel continue password, it enables the starter relay and allows the vehicle to crank. The password is not the key code, but a pre-programmed code from the manufacturer. This password prevents a thief from switching the passkey 3 controller or the PCM to steal the car and provides a second level of vehicle theft deterrence. The conventional mechanical key cut is still used to turn the lock cylinder. If an invalid key is used, a fuel disable password will be sent to the PCM. If the PCM gets an invalid password, it will disable fuel and it will not enable the starter. It should be noted that if the vehicle cranks but does not start, there is not a problem with the passkey system and the diagnosis should begin elsewhere. One of the differences between passkey 2 and passkey 3 is the passkey 3 system has no 3-minute shutdown period. This is due to the large number of key codes available with the passkey 3 system, therefore preventing theft by trial and error. The security telltale on the IPC is hardwired to the RFA module. If the passkey 3 module detects a fault, it sends a message over the Class 2 bus to the RFA module to turn the security telltale on. In addition, if the RFA module loses Class 2 communication with the passkey 3 module, it also turns on the security telltale. The content theft deterrent protects the contents of the vehicle and is controlled by the RFA. The system monitors door jamb switches in the event of forced entry through the vehicle doors. When the system is tripped, the horn will sound and exterior lights will flash for 30 seconds, then reset to the monitor mode. 30 seconds was selected as studies have shown longer alarms are not more effective in preventing content theft. There is no tamper switch on the deck lid since it is robust enough to withstand a forced entry. When the ignition is off and one of the vehicle's doors is open, the security telltale will flash to remind the driver to arm the content theft deterrent system. The system is armed by pushing the power door lock switch with the door open or by pressing the lock button on the key fob. Once the system is armed, the security telltale will turn on solid for 30 seconds and then go off, indicating the system is armed. The system is disarmed by unlocking the vehicle with the key or by pressing the unlock button on the key fob.
The Tech2 can be used to diagnose the passkey security system. The Tech2 can also be used to program additional passkeys when no valid key is available. The Tech2 passkey programming method is also used on occasions when the passkey-coded key module or the PCM have been replaced. Connect a Tech2 to the vehicle. Access the passkey 3 menu and select the function that commands the PCM to learn a new key or establish a password for a new coded key module. Insert a normal key in the ignition switch and turn it to run. Wait for the security telltale to go out. This may take up to 10 minutes. When the telltale goes off, turn the ignition switch to off. The newly learned passkey can now be used to perform the quick learn procedure for additional keys.
Park Avenue's personalization feature allows for the storage and recall of various driver preferences for 2 unique drivers. Hi, I'm Kyle Fitzgerald, lead software engineer for the 1997 Park Avenue. The vehicle functions available for personalization consist of the driver's seat and outside rearview mirror positions, along with instrument panel display, radio, and HVAC configurations. Also included with the personalization feature is the configuration of the automatic door locks, remote activation verification, and the memory seat recall position. Both drivers will also be able to enable or disable the perimeter lighting and delayed locking functions. The personalization configurations are recalled when the driver 1 or driver 2 is identified. This is done by either momentarily pressing one of the 2 memory switches on the driver's door or by pressing the unlock button on the driver 1 or driver 2 key fob. It should be noted that for memory switch recall of the seat and outside mirrors, the vehicle must be in park. For key fob recall of the seat and outside mirrors, the ignition switch must not be in the run position. The configuration of the automatic door locks, remote activation verification, and the memory seat recall position, along with the enabling or disabling of the perimeter lighting and delayed locking functions, are set through the Driver Information Center. The instrument panel display, HVAC, and radio configurations are updated when changed and stored for an identified driver when the vehicle is powered down. They are then available the next time the driver is identified.
There are several steps to memorize seat positions. Hello, I'm Tom Gronsky, the lead electrical subsystem engineer for Occupant position. First, adjust the seat and outside mirrors to their desired positions. Then, press and hold the memory switch, either 1 or 2, longer than 3 seconds. The module will beep twice when set is complete. The exit position for the previously identified driver can be set by adjusting the seat to the desired position and then pressing the exit switch for more than 3 seconds. Again, the module will beep twice when set is complete. To recall the seat to a program memory position or the exit position for the previously identified driver, press the memory switch or exit switch and release it within 3 seconds. The module will beep once and the seat will move to the programmed location. This can only be done with the ignition off or the transmission in park.
The Park Avenue features pertinent driver information on an optional head-up display that keeps the driver's eyes on the road. Information such as vehicle speed, high and low beam settings, and engine gauges is projected onto the windshield so that it appears directly in front of the driver's field of vision. The HUD module utilizes a 3-wire serial parallel interface, or SPI, from the instrument panel cluster for the high beam, turn signal, check gauges, and English metric status information. The HUD receives speed information from the PCM's 4,000 pulse per mile hardwired output. The 1997 Park Avenue's Comfort Temp climate control system has been greatly enhanced. The dual comfort zone is standard, with the rear temperature controlled by the passenger control. Rear outlets are standard. Automatic variable bi-level mode provides a gradual transition between air delivery modes using 4 flat-pack electric actuators, which control mode, passenger temp, driver temp, and recirculation. Recirc does not time out in 10 minutes. AC duct and heater duct thermistors are used to measure temperature of the discharge air for better temperature control. Temp and fan button are a double strike, once to activate the screen and once to make the selection. All other HVAC control functions are activated with 1 strike of the button. Available for the 1997 Park Avenue and standard on the Ultra is the air filtration system. This system filters particulates, dust, pollen, spores, and some bacteria 1 micron in size at an efficiency level of 50%. 90% on 7 microns and larger for both inside and outside air. 1 micron is 1/1,000,000th of a meter. 3 filters are housed in a chamber located to the right of the gas pedal. They are accessible by taking off the access cover. The filters are stacked with interlocking tabs to maintain a seal between them. They should be replaced every 15,000 miles. There's another very interesting new feature on the 1997 Buick Park Avenue that's designed for both driver convenience and safety. Optional moisture sensing windshield wipers eliminate the need for the driver to constantly adjust the speed of the wipers during varying levels of precipitation. The sensing module on the glass is a smart module with power, ground, and a multiplex line to the wiper motor. Moisture sensors detect moisture on the windshield with a reflective infrared signal. The signal is reflected off the inside edge of the outer glass surface to the detector. Moisture drops on the glass will disperse the infrared signal and cause a loss of signal to the detector. When this happens, the system commands the wipers to take a swipe. The wiper stalk acts as a sensitivity input. The 5 sensitivity positions are located on the stalk barrel, replacing the previous 5 intermittent delay positions. The higher the setting toward the on-low position, the more sensitive the system is. It will increase its speed with more moisture, even on the same sensitivity position. The new wiper motor for the 1997 Park Avenue reduces noise by 10 decibels over the previous motor. With the module on the glass disconnected, it operates as a regular wiper motor to test. Also, if the sensing module fails, the system will revert to delay wiper operation. The system will operate as a standard wiper on the low and high setting. The wiper blades remain in a ready position at the base of the windshield until they are turned off. Also, reduced park force will lessen arm and transmission damage during ice and snow buildup. As an added reminder that moisture sensing is operational, the wiper operates for 1 cycle when the key is turned to run. Now let's discuss the Park Avenue's new body and chassis features. A world-class rigid body structure results in fewer squeaks and rattles, and an aluminum hood saves weight. The main instrument panel structure is a single magnesium beam used as the mounting support. The instrument panel carrier is built up offline, then bolted into the car. With the door glass, there's a one-piece window regulator to simplify installation and removal. Door glass is designed to snap in and snap out with door trim removed. There are also some great new features with the foundation brakes. Large capacity 4-wheel disc brakes are standard, including a larger power brake booster. There's a new stamped steel splash shield and a Generation 3 bracket over rotor design. There's also a larger OD rotor. The caliper is bolted to the bracket, which physically centers the caliper over the rotor. The design enhances serviceability and functionality. The caliper removes with 2 pins, and the pads are retained in the bracket with clips. The Delphi Bosch anti-lock brake system is used with traction control standard on the Ultra and available on Park Avenue. The switch for defeating traction control is now mounted on the gear shift lever. The 1997 Park Avenue suspension is based upon the current series Riviera suspension, using either the base Dynaride or Grand Touring suspension. With Dynaride, the front stabilizer bar is hollow and is 1 millimeter smaller in diameter than the Riviera. The rear bar is 1 millimeter larger in diameter. Also, the spring rate is 25 newtons per millimeter softer than the Riviera. With Grand Touring, the front stabilizer bar is the same diameter as the Riviera. The rear bar is 3 millimeters larger in diameter, and the up-level suspension spring rate is the same as the Riviera. The Park Avenue Ultra driving experience is further refined by its Magnetic Speed Variable Assist Steering System, or MSVA. This system automatically reduces power steering assist in proportion to vehicle speed to provide a heightened, sure-footed feel when traveling on the highway. The factory MSVA setting for the Grand Touring suspension is more aggressive than the factory MSVA setting on the Ultra's Dynaride suspension. The dealer may select the MSVA curve tailored to either a more aggressive or softer effort than the factory setting. The technician makes these changes by using the Tech 2. The electronic level control is located to the right rear quarter above a heat shield. This location and mounting reduce noise. The 3800 engines have proven to be among the most reliable, durable, and long-lasting power plants available. Park Avenue's 3800 Series 2 V6 205 horsepower engine is one of the most fuel-efficient sources of smooth, reliable power available. And the Ultra delivers excellent gas mileage in combination with sparkling acceleration as a result of its 240 horsepower supercharged version. There are a number of improvements in the radiator area of the engine compartment. The condenser radiator fan module utilizes only 2 threaded fasteners and brackets. It mounts in mid-rails to improve structural characteristics, and the fan assembly snap fits to the radiator. Overflow hose retainers are molded into the fan shroud to eliminate separate fasteners and reduce assembly time. Both the Park Avenue and Ultra feature a new 4T65E electronically controlled 4-speed automatic transaxle. This unit provides increased torque and smoother shifts through precise pressure control. The 4T65E has a larger torque converter and enhanced electronic controls aimed at improved smoothness, quiet, efficiency, and performance. The electronically controlled capacity clutch monitors the slip rate of the torque converter clutch. It prevents the transmission of engine torsionals to the drivetrain. It also eliminates powertrain-induced chuggle and enables lower apply speeds to increase fuel efficiency. Reduced hydraulic circuit restrictions and redesigned accumulators allow more effective control strategies. Adaptive controls monitor shift duration and automatically compensate for engine break-in and any transmission wear during the entire service life. The Powertrain control module's memory has been doubled to provide the capacity for future diagnostic refinements. As for cooling, one-piece transmission oil cooler lines provide reduced leaks and assembly time. All of these improvements and refinements have resulted in one of the auto industry's long-standing aspirations, a powertrain with 6-cylinder efficiency combined with 8-cylinder smoothness and performance. Well, we've certainly covered a wide range of topics in this know-how. It shows just how much Buick has maintained its tradition of quality and style. It makes the new Park Avenue part of America's tradition.